Hey everyone, I'm Mycology,
How are you guys? I'm Hugh Yoshikage here.
and we are privileged to be casting grand finals for you guys today at the Agora Tournament Series, sponsored to you by Headshot. I'm gonna take a little sip myself.
Yes, sir. I got the fake headshot here, bro. Fake headshot. Let's go.
You gotta get the real headshot, it's great. All right, so like I said, we're privileged to be here tonight. We got a great game coming up for you guys. Huey, you've been here all day with me. We've been checking out all the matches, all the streams, seeing all the action going on. How are you feeling about the match we got coming up with Team Immune versus the Professors?
This is going to be a crazy one for sure. The Professor's definitely been a underdog for sure for this entire tournament. Bracket is coming up right now. A lot of upsets, not any matches going to game 3. Professor's on a beautiful win streak all the way through, taking out Slime and Via and TF as well. Immune coming from EU, dealing with ping doesn't even seem like it's even bothering them, taking out Tab and TOS. This grand finals is going to be insane, and honestly I do not know where it's going to go, but I'm telling you right now, the Fangs are going to be the game maker right there. If
Yeah, the big primal changes.
A lot of matches there. That third Fang, once those percentage hits, it's almost guaranteed a wrap there.
One of the things that we could see, and like this is something that I'm definitely thinking about, are the 2-0s, because we're not seeing a lot of game ones, right? And we've seen that in the previous tournament, that we're not even seeing games go to 4 in grand finals. It's normally a 3-0 sweep. So is that a meta thing, or is that a team differential thing? I think that's like something that we should be looking into just a little bit more and kind of figure out how it's going. But as you said, with Professors versus Team Immune, you're not sure how it's going to play out. So I got some inside scoop for you.
Okay.
Last week, we had the Professors. They finished in 3rd seed in the group plays, and they won. They finished 3rd in groups and got on to 7th seed. Team Immune won and got on to 5th seed. Immune beat the Professors last week in a best of 1, 27-9. So are we going to see a redemption arc out here? Everybody loves a redemption arc.
I mean, it is definitely in the cards for it to happen. Professors have been working a lot behind the scenes as well. And I want to touch a little bit on what is really going on. I wouldn't really say it's a full team differential, but I think it is the meta as of right now. The championship pool is not that deep. So as of right now, there's not too much going on. Especially with your item builds as well. And once you get to late game and once that snowball starts rolling, it gets very hard to get back into this game. So almost every minuscule macro game matters. And when you're at this serious 5v5 level, that inch that you lose can give you a whole mile differential.
All right, and we're going to be moving into the picks over here today. So as we're getting ready for our first band coming up, just anybody who's just tuning in and doesn't have too much information yet, we have Survivor on the Professors, and this is the Professor I'm speaking about. Survivor on ADC, Crazy Fool on support, Edok on jungle, Guru on offlane, Reaper on mid lane. And coming up for Team Immune, we have Tang on offlane, Empty on mid, Neft on ADC, Ivor twice on jungle, and Clearcast on support. And we're going to see the first band coming in, and that's going to be Steel and Muriel. Seeing a lot of Muriel bans after the last patch.
Muriel just getting buffed in the most recent patch makes a lot of sense. Steel's wombo combo off the top rope also makes a lot of sense. Those are really huge team-making playmakers there. Professors with the first pick are going to be able to pick up Gideon. I'm assuming that's going to be going to the mid lane. Also a great game pick there. Huge ult there for the Gideon. Can make and break, even stall out teams headed to the Fang or the Prime Pit there. Immune going to counter pick with the Rampage, and honestly, I really like that pick too.
Rampage is he's honestly been the king of the jungle through every single patch that we've seen, and I wish we had a little bit of statistics sheet, which we hopefully will get once spectator mode comes up, but Rampage has a relatively high pick rate. We see him pretty much every game on every team. And we don't even see him get banned that often because both teams are kind of hoping for that first advantage to get him out in the jungle. And it looks like we're going to see a gadget into the Gideon in the mid lane. Ooh, that's a spicy Grux pick. Ooh, and the Sevarog. It is a Grux jungle. Grux can jungle,
I
and
think that's secret, man. I don't think a lot of
it's
people
not
are
even a
really
secret.
on that yet.
I
don't
see it.
think yet.
I see it every now and again. I myself love to dabble with Grux jungle. It's just the bleed. His clear speed is so good with all of his abilities. He's got the knockup. He's got the pullback. It hits everything in an AoE cone. An AoE clear is where you're going to thrive as a jungler. Faster you get those camps offline, faster you can get in the lanes. You can start snowballing those players.
Gap closers always making a difference too. Gideon, Grux, and Severon. All three of them having dashes, so they can engage and disengage if needed. So they can really start to close the gap once the blinks are out of commission for those 5 minutes. That can really make and break a team fight as well. Sev with that almost near infinite scaling. The longer the game goes, the easier it gets for the professors. I really do like this opening round pick for both sides, honestly. Immune now, waiting for their third pick.
And just from an aesthetic point of view on the Sevarog is like he's definitely got one of the coolest models, and the evolution scaling with the shoulder pads is a big thing. I'm just happy that he keeps getting a little bit of love every patch because he's one of those characters that's a fine tune. You really got to be careful how you balance certain characters in MOBAs, and I believe he's one of them. A little bit too much over the line, and he just becomes unstoppable in a way. So I do like that they've been small scaling him on his buffs, and now we're seeing him a little bit more in the competitive scene. Oh, and your favorite pick, my friend, the Narbash. He has the song of the people, and he is ready. He did just get nerfed, though.
I don't know. Honestly, I think it's better to kind of keep him in a proper, because he's scaling almost near Sevrog, but it's in a different way where Sevrog gets the extra damages, the healing, and the sustain that Narbash can provide in an entire AoE group is insane. You start adding in the items late game with Requiem, it becomes insane, that health per second. Add in the multi-man knockup, the disruption there. Oh man, it can really mix up a lot of people. Belica there too, for the execute for these late game tanks. I like this pick right there. I like the Wombo coming in too with the Gadget and Rampage. That is going to be a very hard situation to try to get to that backline Gadget with the Narbash and Rampage in front.
We might be looking at a Gadget off lane right here with the Belica pick. We'll have to wait until we get into the game, but that wouldn't be surprising. We've seen a lot of Gadget off lane in the meta, especially in like our little pro circuit that we have going on right here. It's that Mage has got that damage to tower buff. She can farm safely. She can abuse melees in the left lane and in the off lane. And we've seen repeatedly that Sevarog is a tanky choice, and he doesn't get bullied to the point where he's going to get completely shut down, but it is still difficult to deal with.
Yeah, no, I definitely have to agree with you. Professors filling out their duo lane there will be Drongo and Richter. I like the scaling comp that the professors here. They also have a team fight snowball kind of pick going in with the Gideon as well. Richter also giving them a little bit of a pick with his pool. I really do enjoy where they're going. Immune, I'm not sure what they need. I think they need that ADC. They need a carry. Rev is available. You also have the cop as well. I don't know though if he is the proper call for this one yet. I think Revenant would actually be a little more, so you can maybe kind of solo out Gideon or Drongo later.
I think we have a better chance of seeing Murdoch coming in on this final pick here. Revenant doesn't get too much picks over here in like our little pro circuit that we have, and the reason for that is that if you miss, we see it anyway, and I'm completely wrong. The thing is if you miss a single shot, you're missing basically 25% of your damage on your kit for your autos.
You just don't miss.
So you don't miss.
Very
I mean, don't
easy.
missing is obviously the good thing. So we're definitely going to be seeing the Belica in the mid lane and the Gadget in the off lane. If that was flip-flopped, color me surprised. And coming up for the professors, we got the Gideon, Grux, Sevarog, Drongo, and Richter. That's a beefy boy team. That like both teams have team fight potential, but that's a scrappy team, and Richter's always a strong pick. Always just looking for the pick with the Riplash.
I mean, but you got to kind of flip it on the other side. Just how Revenant can miss shots, Richter can also miss hooks, and that can also, if that is the startup or the engage that you're really looking for to start that team fight, that can really ruin the whole thing. I like the Rampage into the Thunderdome with Gadget. Have Narbash with his True Silver Bracelet so he can become immune to the CC. Belica and Revenant just on the back line as well. Oh, it's spicy, man. I really am digging it a lot.
Yeah, the professors have an absolutely disgusting lineup coming into this, so it's really going to be curious how they play out. And like we said last week, we saw Team Immune beat the Professors. So we're just going to see. They're kind of coming swinging out in the Champ Select right off the rip. So I guess the big question is here, are we going to see a Cinderella story? Can we see the reverse sweep? Do we see the redemption arc? Everybody loves a redemption arc. I love a redemption arc.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't love to see the underdogs come up onto the top? But I mean, Team Immune really just coming off from beating TOS. That is nothing to scoff at all. That was our ATS champions of last game. So that is really scary. And this is going to be very stacked for the Professors to come up. But if anyone is there to answer to the call, I definitely think that is going to be the Professors.
Well, since we got a minute before our game gets started here, I just want to say a big shout out to AT_Mike.
Yes.
He gifted 10 subs earlier today. Thank you so much. All of the support helps so much, guys. We couldn't do this without you. This is our biggest stream to date, and we are just really blessed to be a part of the community and help grow this to where it should be. Everybody loves Predecessor, myself included. What a great game.
Everyone tuned in and keeping it locked. We can't do it without you guys, all the teams who came in. And if you got a team, man, be sure to check out the Discord, sign up. Let's get it even bigger. We're at about an 8-man group. We're getting groups in before we get into our main event as well. See, if you think you got what it takes, come up, bro. But if you guys are just
throw a team together, if it's just your friends, get into the competitive circuit. It's a great way to bond with some teammates. It's a great way to get some exposure for yourselves, meet the community. Come on over to our Discord, say hey. We're always ready for you guys.
Heck yeah. We got the new skins too. Everyone's starting to look pretty fresh.
Oh my god, the freshness is so real. So real. I'm a little bit of a sucker for the Biohazard, the Bio-Experiment Murdoch skin. I don't know why just turning that guy into a lizard did it for me. I was like, yes, this is it. This is it.
So do you have predictions for this grand finals? Are we going to see another 2-0? Are we going to get our first game 5?
Huey, you know me. We've done this together before. Not always the biggest fan of calling out victory, but like I said, the Professors lost last week, and I love a Cinderella story. So I am a little bit on that. I'm a little bit on that wagon. But Team Immune has a super powerful team, like Neft on ADC. I don't know if you've seen this guy play before. Neft. Every time that guy presses tab, and I get to look at the analytics for that split second, I'm like, oh, there's that above perfect farm again.
Sir.
All right, here we go.
In,
game
baby.
one of Grand Finals. Agora Tournament Series.
Throw it in. Prediction should be starting momentarily. Before we get into it, I see.
Drop your predictions in the chat.
I want game 5, guys. I want game 5, dude. It is best of 5. This is Grand Finals, my beautiful people. So no matter what, we will at least we'll get 3 games. Nice little prep.
Somebody in the chat was like, they thought your background was fake until the guy walked in.
Yes, that's great.
All right, so we got a little bit of view on the Belka right now in the mid lane, moving over on the Revenant. This is kind of where we like to see some early wardings. If you didn't know, those that are tuning in, the supports get 3 wards, and it gets refreshed when they come back, as long as they take the proper crest, of course. So that might be a little bit more beneficial. One of the big things I haven't seen a lot of in these tournaments, and even the chat says it, and I say it every match, I don't see as much ward coverage as I think would normally happen. And maybe that's because of the clear communications. Everybody's always calling when someone's gone to begin with, but there's just not as much as I thought there would be.
You have 5 wards, your team better use it. I do like this lineup of scrimmage from everybody, kind of just creaking in your lane and keeping a track in the jungle, making sure that they're not getting aggressive wards into your jungle. I really do enjoy it. We're going to get this view over onto our duo lane here. I do see that their R clear is gonna push the wave up a bit. I think they're trying to get this early level 2, and I think that they're getting really aggressive here. Big shot and big trade is going to land there. Survivor is gonna have to retreat back. A lot of damage landed on the Narbash, but they returned it back over onto the Drongo, and I honestly think that's way more worth.
Yeah, that was a beautiful isolated Q coming out from Neft right there. He's backing up, respecting the Richter the way he needs to. Survivor creating space also. You know, Drongo's not a character that you necessarily fear at level 1, but when he's got a Richter behind you ready to rip at any given moment, he's going for the pull. He lands on the Narbash, going in. That's definitely going to be a first blood. Gets the blink out. He's chasing. He's thirsting. That's going to be first blood for Survivor here on game 1 of Grand Finals. What a rumble. 2 minutes into the game.
My guy is a prophet there. respecting the zone, and as soon as you said the rip, Crazy finds the hook, and that's gonna be the second hook coming on in. The electrocute as well. No blink to follow under the tower, but now the entire duo lane does not have blink until 740. This is very scary stuff.
Yeah, having both blinks on offline this early in the game, especially in dual lane against a Richter, that's spooky stuff. Because, you know, the Richter lands the pull, then he silences you, Drongo silences, then he throws the boomerang, and that's kind of like, it's almost as powerful as being pulled onto a Murdoch mine. Like, let's be real. It's just disgusting. That long of being silenced in any video game just hurts.
That is definitely for sure. Blink's also not on the enemy. I do think we do have a Rampage roaming over here. That mid portal is not available. There goes the jump and the flash in. Stun CC lock is going down. Narbash is also in there as well. Big damage going in. Neff is going to be able to trade 1-for-1 to stun for.
Wait a second!
Win. The rocket's going down, but I think they were blocked by the tower. That was almost a 2-for-0 clean roam. Beautiful roam for the mid and jungle.
Yeah, and I love how the team just absolutely responded. They came out, they landed the Richter pull, they got their double blink, they got their kills out, and then the whole team just said, forget about it. Swung over, tried to clean that up and turn it around and make that an even lane right off the rip.
Beautiful work there. They may be able to go for gold buff as well here. They may just take their reward of getting that wave pushed in and go for the reset. They does have 1100, I think.
Looks like he's posture checking for it, getting some action over here in the mid lane. Got a little bit of pressure coming on in for the Bell because she's trying to get her last hit in, but she's getting poked out by Soul Reaper.
Big rocks there.
Yeah, big rocks, big trades for him. Oh,
he don't miss.
Yeah, this man's got a vulgar display of power out here. Really not letting up for any moment right there. Soul Reaper roaming on over into the duo lane jungle. See what he's got going on. Belka going to be recalling here.
Combustion is going to be her way, her first item on her way through. Guru is going to be able to pick up Tang on the top side. I wanted to mention Tang, but so much has been going on. That's actually going to be a trade 1-for-1 top side. And my man Tang on the offlane gadget. What?
You would think that, well, the offlane gadget, Huey, is absolutely a fantastic choice. Ever since the mage buffs for tower damage, it just puts the melee at an absolute disadvantage. You've played other MOBAs before. You understand. When you're that melee guy getting poked down by that mage or that ADC, it's just not, it's a frustrating experience. But this is a different kind of environment. These are top-level teams going against head-to-head. And I wish we saw the fight up there, but wow, like, if you're going trade for trade in a negative situation, I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah. Definitely, for sure. I think, honestly, though, the even 1-for-1 trade isn't even that well worth for the side of Gadget. I think that's even more beneficial for Sevron being at that disadvantage there.
All right, looks like they got a good little freeze going on right here. This is exactly what Neft needs right now. And clear casting, Crazy Fool going to be missing the pool. That's good for him. That man is whipping that on cooldown. Literally on cooldown.
And honestly, they're nigh on point. Even when those hooks miss, they are exactly where they kind of need to be. They are respecting back. He's still going to be missing Neff will be missing CS2 on the respect that hook may be headed over to him. On that pushback, though, dual lane is going to rotate. Richter is headed to the mid lane.
Yeah, looks like we got a collapse on the mid lane coming up.
Trouble.
Oh!
Gosh, oh my God, how'd she do it? How'd she do it?
Talk about the shimmy.
Big shimmy there.
Really turning around that gang.
Speed Fool doesn't have his blink from that last early. Gideon trying to add into damage, lock into CC. Eldrick is there as well. Rampage, I think, may have to be traded 1-for-1.
Can I get an action replay on that, please?
From that. I think that's a 1-0 for them.
Dodges the hook, goes to the side, gets rocked. As he peels away, we're going to see Belka Jabin right here pull out the ultimate, go for the last shot, and then not only that, stop the black hole by the Gideon and just take it a clean trade. 1-for-0.
Rampage just going on through. Great communication throughout from both sides. Realizing that the wave is being pushed, dual lane calls out the rotate, and they are there and able to respond dominantly. Really nice work. Even getting that first blood. Grux coming down into the lava.
Big gang!
Double wombo pool there. Edok going for the hook there. Crazy following up as well. Almost getting a 2-for-1. The back and forth, man. This is the only type of action you will see in grand finals. Both definitely belong here for sure.
I love how all day we saw people playing passively, safely, farming correctly, not overextending, picking and choosing your fights. And this is like, nope, I'm here to make a statement, I'm here to put on a show, and I'm here to blow out the competition.
For sure. These guys are trying to set pace for this game one, and honestly, I think it's a great call from both sides. You come out of the gates very strong, start to get a strong lead, and then the next 2 games should kind of just fall into place here. This mid-fight here, Gideon dropping down the rocks, the void dodges are way too insane as well. Belica at about 50 is gonna have to try and check that ward and have to respect Reaper's void dash into the black hole as well, so she can't approach Gideon too hard there. The wave will be pushed, and I think Gideon will be able to grab his buffs and maybe look for a rotation somewhere.
Yeah, Jabin's sitting on only 600 gold right here, but definitely a smart call to go for the back. We're back over into the duo lane right now. Peep it on the action that's going on, and let's be real. This is where the action's been happening. We've just been seeing nothing but absolute chaos since 2 minutes into this game, and I love it.
Yes, sir. And honestly, what's crazy, the buffs or ults aren't even online yet. Guys are just starting to hit 5 and 6, and it's only to get crazier here.
Just as an ADC player and being a little biased, I'm really loving to see some Revenant in some high-level pro play, especially here in Grand Finals. We haven't seen a lot of this character throughout our series. Wow.
He's definitely one of the harder ADCs to learn. I feel Murdoch has a very easier
he's a jack of trades kid. Looks like they're going in for something. Yeah, the 3-man coming out. He's going to get silenced, and he's going to get stunned. He's going to blink away, getting right out of there. But unfortunately, Clarecast is going to go down to Survivor right there. That's going to be another one on the board.
That's very unfortunate. There was no ward in that mid portal there, and just as those those 2 waves were crashing right into the middle of the lane, you gotta kind of have to respect it. I think Narbash was en route to get that part covered, but unfortunately just wasn't able to get it. Moving over to mid lane there, beautiful roam and gank coming from Edok, grabbing that Warlock's pool and almost ending Belica's life here. Tank on the rotate, Rampage is as well. Belica clearing the wave, the dash back, plus the Thunderdome coming from Tang. I think he's gonna force the dash and the blink away from Soul Reaper, keeping Belica alive and allowing her to kind of clear that wave and reset it.
We got a pretty even game right now. It's only 3-4, like in spite of all the action that we've been seeing. So it really is everyone's game right now. Still got tier 1s on the board. No Fang 2s have been taken. Mini Prime coming up right now. Like, it's just... It feels like that it's like a 10-10 game right now with everything that's going on, but it really, in reality, it's only 3-4. And the professors are really coming out strong. They are up 1 kill right now, but it seems like they're really here to make a statement that last week was a fluke and they just weren't on their A game.
Now, you can't always take seeding with a grain of salt, especially when we first start getting breaking out into a tournament series. A lot of factors can also happen with grouping as well. You could have a bad day, you weren't really feeling it there. They took their groups with stride and took their time getting over to this event and were grinding over into the back. I saw them in a lot of scrimmages, making sure that they were working on their teams, and you know, they definitely proved themselves. Speaking of that, big ult coming in.
Wow, what a beautiful rock from the Rampage.
Keeping himself alive, but Survivor will be able to find the execute ult. Knock back away. Brooks is here as well. Warlord's call, plus the stun and the ult. That's going to make it 2 for 1 over onto the side of the professors right now. Immune is going to have to take a step back here. Belica under that mid wave and taking up a lot of that pressure there, unfortunately, where is not going to be able to roam as well.
Let's look at some of the action over in the off lane. Saw that, yeah, going to be going over to the Cyan buff, trying to get that XP. Sevarog not in lane right now. Going to be a nice little tip for Tat. It's a little bit of a slower lane. Team Professor's picking up the Fangtooth right there. Really good call for them. Absolutely. So one of the big things that I'm seeing right now is the professors are really putting a bunch of their resources into Team Immune's duo lane, and as they should. Neft and Clearcast are an absolutely scary duo.
For sure.
If you see these guys get ahead, they don't stop. It is an absolutely brutal experience if you have to play against them.
Especially with Fang on their side as well. I think that is a great call, and like we touched on earlier during team select and draft pick, that third Fang matters. After you secure your Fang, you have only 5 minutes. So if you get that first Fang within 15 minutes, you can get that percentage team boost in attack and magic, and you can pretty much get yourselves ready for that prime and, in theory, the game.
I've been seeing a lot of oppression coming out from the mid laner, but now he's getting picked. He's just going to go ahead and warp gate on out of there. No problem for Gideon, especially being that close to his tower. Maybe a little bit of an overextension, really, maybe a sense of desperation even, just to get a quick pick in the mid lane.
I mean, honestly, if you were able to grab Gideon there, you might have been able to rotate for the mini prime just being able, or just spawning about 3 minutes ago now, and now keeping Torn Space offline for a bit. That cooldown is pretty serious. So if they get another quick rotate, they may be able to get something off of there. But I think we're going to head over to our duo lane now, trying to see where Narbash is. I wish
Narbash is peeping up on the right-hand side. There he is. He looks like he's going for that deep ward. And see where you just put that ward, Huey? That is how you have knowledge and you have time to respond to the gank. And he's going to miss the hook, going to get the thunk out, going to get the obliterate. Nice little poke damage, but Richter's starting to get fat.
Oh, nice! Blinking.
I'm going to blink right out, though. Here comes the Gideon. Man, this is getting crazy. Like I said, all the resources, he's going to get him with the isolate. He's going to probably be able to pick him up. No, he's going to let him go. He's going to go back. He's going to be safe. He's going to pop a potion. He is so slowed by the black hole. He's going to be able to... Oh, he has the juice. This man is getting hit.
Oh, no, Jojo.
Oh, I feel bad for my friend right here. He's going to get absolutely tower dove, and that is just a situation you can't get away from. And he was even smart and did not thirst Survivor, and it still wasn't enough. He backed away. It just wasn't enough.
4-man Fiesta bot lane. You know, it's just not, you know, I'm just kind of so used to seeing it, bro, and it's just so upsetting there seeing Rev able to do everything that he had in his arsenal and still, unfortunately, still get picked up there. Also on that two-man drop, that rotate over to mini prime was secured, and honestly, everything is starting to now fall into Professor's favor.
You could say that, back to your point with Revenant, right? So with the whole thing about him even trying to get away, you could say that in comparison to other ADCs, he doesn't exactly have the same level of self-peel. Sure, his ultimate Reckoning does root for a second to give him that opportunity to get out, but it's not like Murdoch having a mine and a knockback, something to play around and walk around. It's not like having Drongo Shrapnel Blast, which is his ultimate, to pop himself away. Him and Sparrow are really targeted, and look right here, Richter knows that, and he is just coming up looking for it. Beautiful dodge coming out, and they got the 3-man in the dual lane again. We need to see the Rampage coming over here a little bit more. These guys are getting sat on, Huey.
A little bit, and honestly, you gotta realize that the pressure also over on the offlane, we haven't really got a little of the camera love over on the offlane, but check over on Sevrog and check over at that turret. That turret is being pushed in right now as we speak, so it's very difficult for Rampage to take his full attention over to the dual lane. Also, with them being behind at a disadvantage, Rampage coming over to rotate to try to assist can also fall back, and then that really just closes out almost all window of opportunities.
Here he is every 30 seconds on cooldown with the ganks again. And unfortunately, Clearcast is going to go down again 35 seconds later. Not even that long in lane.
That timing's beautiful. You really saw it, and you saw the deep ward going in. Oh, checking over to mid.
Oh!
All the way back home. Sephiroth is still there, and he's just going to absorb her soul.
That was a beautiful alley-oop coming out from the Sevrog, really bopping him back into the tower. I didn't even notice that man left the lane. He's going to lose tower for that, though. So we do have tier 1s down on the mid lane and the off lane for Team Immune right now. Sevrog doesn't have any ultimate on deck, so Gadget and Tang just going to go ahead and get on out of here. Probably move over to the Cyan buff if it's not taken already, and it is. A little hard to see that with the granulated pixels.
Very fortunate, but I think Immune did as best as they could there, trading 1-for-1 towers, having the Gadget push out the off lane there. But I think that makes it a little easier for the Sev to just kind of safely farm there and stack himself up, putting down the mid lane, and actually almost taking out mid lane as well. I think that still fell to the Professor side. Feng is up right now. It does seem Immune is rotating around, trying to set up the wards, but I do think we do see Professors on there as well.
All right, looks like we got Fangtooth coming up. Possible brawl coming out over here. Second one is online. Looks like the Belka doesn't want to overextend too much. Beautiful stun from behind the wall. Great pulse bomb right there as well. Going to force the Gideon away. Not going to jump through the gate. Going to join over in the team fight here. Going to try to assist. Beautiful positioning by Revenant off
here.
on the top. That's unfortunate. Not going to get the Fang Tooth, but they have an opportunity to clean up. There's a double knock-up. He's getting it out. He's in the Tesla Dome. Revenant coming in, possibly going to go ahead and reckon right here, or he's going to save it. Beautiful reload coming in. He's got to get away from that Crux. Oh, great flash.
Oh, man, they're flipping this back over there. He's going to have to retreat back. Edoc is going to go and finish it out. Guru just way too strong. He's going to alley-oop them all the way back under the tower to force the retreat there. They're going to take the 2-for-1 pick and get themselves their second Fang Tooth. 23 is that third Fang Tooth number there. And I got to say, man, the Professors are coming out full charge. It was a very back-and-forth game, but after that first Fang Tooth secure, I think they're starting to really get into the driver's seat this game 1.
It is 4-12 right now on the board in the Professor's favor. They got tiers 1s down on the duo lane, and Team Immune has tier 1s down on the mid and the off lane. So really what it's going to come down to here is the Gadget going to lane swap potentially to kind of get a little bit more push going on, because I thought that we would see some more lane swap, or at least a little bit more coverage and bullying, because as we've been seeing for the last, like, since 2 minutes into the game, that they've been just getting sat on by mid lane and jungle, like, repeatedly, and there just hasn't been enough coverage, hasn't been enough pressure, and Team Professors has exploited that weakness and snowballed this lead out of control. 2 Fang Tooths up.
Yeah, and with that timer getting closer and closer to 23, that third Fang Tooth, which I've man, it is serious. It is serious. That boost in power is insane. It not only goes to 1, it goes to 5. And then from there, you just get yourselves over to Prime, and then you get another boost. And then your minions are increased as well.
I don't believe we've seen any mini primes this game. I could be wrong. It looks like I am wrong. It looks like it's respawning right now. Looking on the map, seems like we got a big fight going on in the off lane. If we can get a pan over to there.
Yo, just let's see if we get a quick check there. Ooh, Roar twice. We'll be able to pick up Survivor TV there. That's a good pick. It seems like they're going to rotate back. Rev is going to take this time to maybe hopefully push out this lane as well.
All right, looks like the Belka's coming in. Does Jabin have the juice? Nah, they're just going to blink out of there and take their free trade, it seems. And it's a big trade indeed. Every time they are moving as a well-oiled machine, always finding the right opportunities, always finding the right
This might be a pinch. This might be a pinch.
They're looking big for the pinch
Reaper
right now.
doesn't have Void. Reaper doesn't have Void dash there. Rock is going to land plus the slow. Gideon is in trouble, but then gets his Void shift off the cooldown and gets himself out of there. That mobility, man, makes a lot of difference, and we touched on that earlier. 3 of them have extra dashes on top of the blink there.
I think that mobility is one of those things that shouldn't be given to every single character that's introduced to a game. It allows for those exciting moments, and when everybody has 9 dashes, nobody has 9 dashes.
You're right, 100%. I definitely agree with that. There is a couple, I mean, almost, there's a lot of champions actually now thinking back with mobility dashes like that. Very scary stuff, honestly. But as we look over, I think we're starting to see some of the champion crests being upgraded here. First items are starting to be brought out here as well. Professors, though, if we could just get a quick tab, I think they're on their 2.5 items compared over to Team Immune, where we're about at an item and a half.
Yeah, and finally the mid lane going down over here. So Professor's just kind of snowballing this lead a little bit more and a little bit more. I think what we really need to do is, I'm seeing a lot more ward coverage than I did in the beginning of this game. Got a little bit of a fight breaking out, not too much actually, just going through the little tit-for-tat trades, just kind of having him back up. Doesn't want to get bullied too much right there. I think Bellic is going to be looking for a lane freeze. Clearcast coming over for the roam into the mid lane. It looks like that they're going to follow Iroar twice over into the prime area or off lane. Moving over as a team. I don't think they want to take any team fights right now, Huey.
I don't think so either. 2 minutes just about left over for the third Fang Tooth. And I think
they're forcing
Prime. Try to force the flip here, but it's going to be a big crazy fool. It's going to grab the hook engage. There goes Gideon with the black hole. He is going to be able to pick up Rampage. Knockup coming over from Belka with the mean execute, taking out the carry from the back row. We're going to look forward over onto the Rev. Rev is going to try to drop in the rockets and almost finish off Edoc there. They're going to continue on the push. Professor's with the right idea, but Immune is just ready. Void Dash is going to go forward. Clerics is going to go in and try to pick up with it. Knock up. Oh, he's going to find one. Start singing and drumming to people. Plus the speed boost. Going to catch Crazy there into the underworld and pick up that bounty there. This may be the flip Immune needs to get back into this game.
Wow. What an absolute great play. That was a big flip. We got the replay coming up right now. That was really great stuff by Revenant. And I really love the Reckoning right there. Definitely guaranteeing that kill. Unfortunate that the Gideon got away, but it looks like they're going to take that win and turn it into a Fangtooth. Finally, their first one on the board. We will see Primals coming into play once this one goes down. That could shift the tide of the game.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. This third stack is where I keep getting and touching on a lot. So being able to freeze that out, make this game fall into the later category is a better and keeps themselves afloat. But at the same time, Sevarog on the enemy team, the longer this game goes, the easier and stronger Sephiroth becomes.
Did you just say Sephiroth? I think you just said Sephiroth.
Nah, he's Sephiroth now.
Now he's Sephiroth.
Now
he's unstoppable.
Yeah, just unstoppable.
Planet Buster level
just
of
about,
unstoppable.
Bro. Once you get to that 30 minutes, yeah, it's just
yeah,
about,
he is he's Planet Buster level, unfortunately. But I think what we need to see from Team Immune right now is we need to see a little bit tighter game, not gameplay, but more group play. Hugging, picking the fights better, maybe a little bit more on those picks. We saw it before in that absolute slaughter fest that we saw by the Revenant come out, pick up quite a few kills right there and give them an opportunity to turn this thing around. This match is intense. We are approaching the 24-minute mark, but they're not out yet by any means.
It was
doesn't even
definitely looking a lot more towards the side for the Professors. But with that, that force was weird. I mean, I saw the idea. I think the location was not the proper fight for there. I think now with the rotate there, I think they try to go for it again, try to get that force yet again. Edoc will find a pick there. Rev in the mid lane pushing and trying to get back there, and I think it's just going to be way too late. Rampage is falling back. The gate is going to close out and try to keep everyone alive. Gadget's going to get pulled back. Rev is here. Rockets are dropping. Big damage, and I think he might be able to get his team out of there, but with the Professors being as healthy as they are, they may be able to maybe look at the
Professor's a little bit lower.
Force the flip.
So the Professor's a little bit lower on that trade right there. Looked like the Ricker had to back on out of that situation. Yeah, Bellica opting for the base here rather than going for that mid lane push. We know that there's 3 over in the off lane. Interesting choice. Looks like they're trying to get away. Iroar twice coming up, looking for a big crack rock. Your local dealer possibly coming through, slinging.
Oh, bro,
he's looking for it.
Oh,
that would have hit. He does have the rocks.
Said dare. He said, I'm part of the dare program. Sorry, no drugs here. Beautiful.
he said I'm straight edge, bro. I'm out. And this party ain't for me.
So I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you looked over at the off lane, they were able to grab the second tier tower just with the minion wave being pushed there. Rampage just posture checking that Richter there. I like the float around here over to Prime, trying to keep the mid wave push and keep the pressure on. Gideon splitting their duo lane there to trying to just pick that up. Halfway on the Fang here, and I think that's where it really is going to break out there unless we get a crazy pick here over on the mid.
Yeah, Fangtooth's kind of on that halfway mark on its cooldown. Still got a couple minutes before that comes back up. Crazy Fool looking about half health over in the mid lane, kind of posture checking. The Sevarog is now completely online. Sevarog!
Yeah, he's scary, dude.
No, he is brutal. Like, when you see a Sevarog walking with those big shoulder pads, like at 30 minutes into the game, you best run, kid. You best run. So it looks like we just got a little bit tit for tat. Looks like they're sweeping the jungle, trying to get some wards offline, even though there's not too many out right now. Seems like both teams are dancing. The Professors are not. The Professors are trying to force the fight right now. It's a big thing. We got the Gideon with the black hole in the back line. Gonna have to go ahead and pass fire right on out of there. Trying to get caught out. Gonna go down right there. I roar twice. Unfortunate. Being chased down by the Sevarog. Good kiting tools. Gonna dodge the subjugate. Coming back in for a poke. Might be a little overextending here. And Jabin gonna take out the mid laner. This is really good stuff. Everybody is low. This could be anybody's game right here. Looks like we have no ult online. Sevarog back. Being a beefy boy, pushing him back away from the fight. He's going to get ripped in. Oh, what a beautiful blink. And as the play-by-play comes in, they back out of this fight. It looks like we got a 2-for-2 trade, 2-for-1 trade. Beautiful stuff. Really big plays right here. And Lega, I gotta say, after every fight that we have been shouting about. Oh my God. They're not stopping. Dude, this guy's footwork dodging every single subjugate that rains from the sky. I really like it.
Not done.
They're still going for it. Guru has a whole team on him. He is Swing away, Johnny. Swing away.
Yo, Grim Reaper does not stop, dog. Nethid's gonna pick up another one there. Subjugate gonna be dodged yet again. Pull back for Guru. He has to retreat back. Guru's gonna pick up Neth, actually. That's a tomb there. I think they actually flipped that back.
That was the most chaotic team fight we have seen all day. Honestly, that was like... it was hard to follow, honestly.
Did we really just see that?
How many camera pans there were, how many people were dancing around, that was difficult. I don't even remember what I was saying before that even broke out.
This is wild, dog.
This is a game 1 of Grands, guys.
Yes, sir, bro. This is Grand Finals. 10-17 right now, still towards the side of the Professors. Slowly but surely, Immune is starting to come and bring themselves back. You're starting to see the scaling coming into this team. I think Narbash finally has that true silver bracelet as well. That's when he starts to break that CC. Once he goes in, starts drumming the song of his people. You love to see it. 400 stacks over onto the Rev for his, is that Stormbreaker? I think I got that one right. I think. Still working on it, beautiful
He
people.
has a Resolution, an Imperator, he has a Resolution, an Imperator, a Demolisher, and I believe that is a Cutlass Blade.
There it is. And
yeah, that is the mana build that is online right now. Some people think it's a little bit of a meme, but it scales better than some of the other builds. And as we can see with the game that's going on right now, they are playing a Scaleman's game. And what did happen indeed, one of the things that I gotta say, Huey, and it's that we did see a lot of ganking. We saw a lot of great team play from the Professors, but you can't deny Team Immune in team fights are absolutely on point.
Gross, dude. The teamwork all together, and I think we're going to get a big one here. The Fangtooth is here. This is going to be the make and break. This focus over the Sev to force him back. I really like that call there. They're going to regroup back. Severov is going to have to retreat back. Just about at 50. Crazy Fool going in with the nice big stun. Tang is going to go in. Jaben's going to find the execute on the big tanky guy. Severov is going to have to ghost dash back and retreat back. This is starting to fall over onto the Immune.
Huge Tesla dome!
But Gideon coming in with the black hole, trying to flip it back, but he's going to get CC'd back. Tang 2. That's going to be 3 for 4 for 0. And that's going to be it. Sevrog is going to have to retreat back. This is going to be the midway push to the prime. Immune just might have found their ways back in. Immune might actually be immune to losing.
Team Immune, I am almost speechless, but I'm not allowed to be because that's my job. It is just like I am just pounding on my desk that entire team fight that you were shot calling. Absolutely beautiful, crazy stuff right here. You couldn't ask for a better game 1 here at the Agora Tournament Series. Looks like the Severog's going to be peeping on that. I don't think he's going to be able to steal that. They do have Hunt online. Nah, they got Hunt online. He's not going to be able to outsmite that. That's really good stuff, and we're seeing Revenant come online to the point that the Razorback is not even making a difference for the Severog once he's getting dropped on.
The picks here were fantastic. Bellica's execute, plus the gadget, huge magic AoE damage, and a Revenant solo targeting damage. Perfect pick to break down these walls. Richter going to have to move very forward and take some aggro to get himself in a good position. Brooks as well having to get up close and personal, plus Sev, and the damage output from Drongo and Gideon is just not enough to break the walls, man. They bunkered down, and now they're in a perfect position right now.
Oh my God!
The damage! My man
Absolute
clicked 3 times! My man clicked 3 times and 2 people died! What? I really did not just watch that.
Yes, you did, Huey, and you can only watch that here. All right, they're going to get their Primal Fangtooth right now. That's why the first 3 aren't as big of a deal. Of course, they put you to a better lead. But Neff does not care. Coming in with the pop shot. Going to take Crazy Fool right offline right there. Flip it back over to the Fangtooth. This is going to be a really great buff for them. He's going right over for the Grux. Nah, he's going to get on out of there. He knows a bad fight when he sees him. And we might see the Professors coming down. The Cinderella story might crash here on Game 1 tonight.
Oh my gosh, dude, Primordial picked up, tying up into the Fang, but the Primordial giving a better boost than the 3 Fangs. Oh man, dude, Professors were looking fantastic in this first run, but it seems like the fire is starting to peter out here. The scaling and the items starting to blink on in onto the warlord himself. You thought you were safe? No, you are in the wrong neighborhood. This is now our area. You need to step back and respect that there. Huge tower damage coming on in. You love to see it. Jumping on in. Rampage CC plus the Thunderdome. That's going to be another kill there as well. Survivor on the back. Thunderdome is now being dropped.
He doesn't even care. He's walking right into the tower healing.
There it is, man. That is going to be 4 for 0 yet again. The inhibitor
That's
is
probably going to be
down,
game one here. I don't think
game
Guru's
one
got the
here.
juice. I don't think Guru's got the juice that he can hit. They don't even care. They're just going right for him, right under the tower with the execute. Easy kill, and that's going to be game one. Team Immune, immune to losing the Uno reverse card. You saw it here.
Yes, sir. It literally starting to look like it was a Cinderella story starting to become into the works, and now all of a sudden, so close yet so far, that game one being a dominant performance over for Team Immune, coming from the EU side, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, what a wonderful first game that we had there. Honestly, the heartbeat.
I'm not honestly playing.
I know, I'm not even playing, and I feel like I was in the grand finals, playing. I don't think you could really ask for a better game one. The Professor started out so strong at the beginning of that, but let's be real. Team Immune, once they had that one fight around the 20-minute mark and they swung it, that's when we started to see the scaling really come into play, and it kind of threw everything out the window. And they said, you know what? You're in our territory now. We got team fights on lock. We're an experienced team. Get ready.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Professors are going to have to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out what is going to happen here next and make sure that this does not happen yet again. It is best of 5, so Immune will have to win 2 more games to come out and become champions. But, oh, man, those late-game team fights were insane.
Absolutely, beyond insane. It was actually incredible to watch that. That is probably the most hype game that we've seen in this tournament series to date. Honestly, from start to finish.
They've been all fire.
Yeah, they've been all fire. Don't get me wrong. I am not discrediting any other team, but most of the time in these types of matches, you start to see that snowball effect we were talking about in the pre-game lobby. And once that snowball effect starts to take place and happen, there's not much many people can do, but Team Immune really banded together and just completely shut out all the team fights that we were seeing. Yeah. I'm just really blown away by that. That's the kind of gameplay I like to see. I love that there's always a comeback factor, and that's kind of the first time we've seen the large comeback factor.
Definitely, sure.
And I hate to say it, but I don't even think Primal was the big change in that. It was their team play as their own individual unit. But man, and Jabin, MVP of that match. Don't get me wrong, Neff played great as well. But Jabin, those pops, those executes, oh my God, every single time.
Mean executes. It didn't
knock
matter
up
how
on
much
deck.
Health you had. That was sick, dude. That might be honestly where you're gonna have to look. Where does the band go? Where do you guys go into draft picks now?
Honestly, and that's the big thing, is what we saw with the double mage combo that came out from Team Immune right there, is I was kind of worried when I saw the Professor's team, because I was like, that is a brawlic looking team. And Sevorog just was super online. So I'm just saying, that was crazy. I'm really happy to see that, and I can't wait to see what's coming up here in round 2 in our grand finals.
All right, sweet. I think we're going to get our pick and bands going right now. I think we guys are ready. As we get a check real quick, let's see.
All right. So before we head on a quick little break, as the teams prepare and finalize their drafts for a lovely Game 2 viewing experience, I just want to say today we have reached 622 followers last time I checked, 25 subs. You guys have been here all day. We have been mainly over 300 viewers almost the entire day. And we got to say, from the Agora tournament series, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for helping promote the community. Thank you for being here and supporting your teams. And we will be back momentarily to bring you more action.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.